Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Dave L. Moore Show. I am your host, Dave Moore. The first thing I want to do is say thank you to everybody who liked, subscribed, and made this possible, because for a long time, I was thinking about doing something like this, and then I got enough people who were staying on top of me, and they said, hey, you got something to say, we want to hear it, so here we are. Got my own show, we're going to do it our way, and I'm going to make sure that you get value. We're going to remain positive and make everybody else better. I got a few things to get off my chest first. First, I'm going to say, the world is a very difficult place to navigate right now. It's not very easy. It's very hard. I was talking to one of my good buddies named Shabaka. Shout out to Shabaka. We came up with a stat. From 1996 to right now, $30,000 is about $100,000. That means that you have to be 3 times the person that you were from 96 to right now just to get to a level playing field. That means you have to reinvent yourself 3 times just to make it make sense. Do you know how difficult that is? That's a huge task to take on. Now let's get into what it means to reinvent yourself, what it means to take initiative to make you the best version of yourself. In my industry, I'm in the automotive industry. I'm the general sales manager at Johnny Landau Chevrolet. I love my job. I love our team. I love the industry. But it's an ever-changing industry, just like our job as human beings remains to ever change. When we were in high school, if you played sports, after school, you had to practice. You had to practice if you wanted to play. It's funny how the older that we get, the less we practice, the less we do the things that got us to where we were. At one point in time, we did understand that in order to perform at the highest level, you had to put in work. We all know that one person who just expects to be good and they don't put the work in. They give you a lot of lip service about what they can do, but you know they're not putting the work in. So what happens is they remain the same and they live off old legacy and old stories. They don't put the work in to make themselves the best version of themselves. So that's why they stay stagnant. So what I'm telling you is, it's time to go to work. It's time to work on yourself, better yourself, put yourself in a situation where you're doing the very best you can for the people that's the most important for you. And you know, I'm passionate about what I say because 1, I start sweating. 2, I mean what I say, and I say it very distinctly. I'll look you in your eyes and tell you the exact same thing. I have to make sure that everybody who sees this understands that the first thing is progression. We have to be progressive. Without progression, it's very difficult to make it. Now let's go after that a little bit. What does progression mean to you? Progression means to me waking up every day and being better than you were yesterday. That's progression to me. Define what progression means to you and then go after it. Go after it. With reckless intent, with ruthless aggression, go after it. Me, is very easy for me because I know what my why is. My why is my family. I take pride in being the son of Nesby and Barbara Moore. I take pride in being the younger sibling to Alan, Nesby, Tamara, and Deb Moore. There's pride in my last name, and my parents and my brothers and my sisters made sure that it is there, and I'm going to make sure that it remains there. But it can only remain there through hard work and smart work. If you've been rocking with me for a long time, you know I made a video about working hard and working smart. I'm more interested in working smart because when you work smart, it's not hard. What can we do to be more progressive as people? I want to dive into this a little bit, and I want to narrow what I'm talking about down to what you have to do as a person. It's called mind, body, and soul. And there's a guy that I was listening to by the name of Andy Elliott. I don't know if you all know who he is. I think he was a car guy, but now every now and then he pops up on my feed, and I'm gonna let you know something. Most people work on two of the three. They work on the mind and they work on the soul. When they work on the mind and they work on the soul, they leave out the body. You can't leave out the body. If you're not doing something to increase your health every single day, I mean, let's just face it. If you're not working on yourself every single day, you're shortchanging yourself and you're shortchanging the people that you love. You can't tell me that somebody means everything to you, that you love them. You want to lead them. You want to care for them, but you're not willing to put the work in. If somebody told you that you did not reinvent yourself, your family was going to suffer, what would you do? If you don't approach every endeavor like that, man, life's going to be hard for you. It's going to be rough on you. It's going to be rough. I'm gonna segue to maybe talking to the men folk. Young men, you all have work to do. And the work that you have to do is not easy. It's not easy because everything is easy to gain right now. You can make one video, you can make one dumb remark, and you can become famous. You put no effort, no time, no work. People will worry about trying to fit into the 2% that made it easy instead of working like the 98%, building a solid foundation, which helps you not only get to the top, but stay at the top. Because it's not just enough to get at the top. Flash in the pans happen. In order for you to stay at the top, that's where that hard work comes in. That's where reinventing yourself comes in. That's where being the best version of yourself comes in, young men. Everything's not going to be easy. Everything's not going to be all cookie cutter. If you want to lead the people that are important to you, you got to first become a leader. And you got to know that to become a leader, that takes sacrifice. And personally, there's a guy named Glenn Lundy who I listened to. He had a podcast, and the thing that I took from it was I heard all the time being a servant leader. Being a servant leader. And I took those words and I wanted to really define them for myself because those words resonated with me. Every now and then you hear something or you see something and it touches your soul and it resonates with you. Well, those words resonated with me because I was in conflict because I didn't understand that you could serve someone while leading them. I always thought that being a leader was, hey, come on with me. You do this, you do this, you do this. Follow me. Being a servant leader is long-lasting. Being a servant leader is contagious. Being a servant leader, in my opinion, is the best way to be a leader. By serving those that you have the highest expectations of and helping them achieve their own form of greatness. We're going to have a show and we finally got a platform where we can come out here and say what we want to say and do what we want to do. And for those of you who know me, you know how I feel about certain things. And that's going to be on another show. And yes, we're going to have guests. And yes, we're going to bring people that are innovative, have new opinions, different opinions, because guess what? I don't want somebody on here who's just going to agree with me all the time. That's not growth. Growth to me is dialogue. Growth to me is disagreement. But if you feel that we can't disagree and still like each other, that's when I'm going to need you to work on yourself a little bit. Most people don't get that we don't have to agree, but we can respectfully disagree, dap it up afterwards, and then go have a nice conversation, go out to lunch or whatnot. I don't hate you because you don't see things my way. And you shouldn't hate me because I don't see things your way. But what we can do is come together and have conversation and dialogue. And maybe we just come up with our own way because that's what's best for us. Is there topics that I'm afraid of? Yeah. Will I address them still? Absolutely. Because you push past fear. That's what you're supposed to do. I got friends that are, let's just call them Democrats, and I got friends that are Republicans. And it amazes me how just one topic you're willing to say, I'm going to throw away all these years of friendship because we don't agree on this specific topic. And then you look at me and you look at me with this puzzled face and you're like, why you look like that? I say, because y'all agree that you're supposed to be the best version of yourself. Yes. You agree that you're supposed to be a great family man. Yes. Great family woman. Yes. You agree you're supposed to take care of your kids and provide a stable environment for them to be successful. Yes. But this one subject, which is opinion based, you willing to get rid of a relationship over that? Then I'm going to ask you to please miss me with that. You can exit stage left, and I don't need you around me because I'm going upwards, and upwards is not that. So if we can't agree to disagree in a respectful manner, you're a little bit immature for me. And yeah, I said it. Guess what? I throw stones. If it hit you, holler. That's just who I am. I want everybody to know that this is coming about because the world needs to know we can all perform better. We can all do better. But the first thing we have to do is understand what needs to be done. And honestly, man, if you just start with respecting your fellow man, just respecting your fellow man. Respect does not mean that everyone has to see things your way. It don't mean everybody's going to like you. It don't mean everybody's going to follow you. The world is very big. People attack you on a daily basis just like they do me. I'm not unique in that when I say my life is hard. When I say, you get up in the morning, I got 3 dogs. I love my dogs. You wake up in the morning, you get your dogs ready, you get your mind ready, you do your homework, you get your mentality you build up your mind to where when you walk out the door, you're so fortified that nothing can stop you. I'm not unique in that. Everybody has a hard life. Nobody's on autopilot. If you are, man, congratulations, because hopefully you got there through hard work, dedication, and I salute you. And maybe you can help me. Because guess what? We all need help. I'm out here. It takes bravery to start a podcast or start a show and say the things that you want to say in the way you want to say them so that people can sit there and cast stones at you and ridicule you. I care not. You get to a point in your life where you can fortify yourself spiritually, emotionally, monetarily, physically. Now you look at things a little bit different because simple people just can't come up to you and get you riled up anymore because you got a higher purpose and a higher calling and a higher meaning. People don't understand. What's your why, Dave? I hear people ask, hey, that's one of the comments that I get. What's your why? I'm going to tell you my why. My why is my wife and my family name. I'll never tarnish my family name. And my job is to be the greatest husband to my wife that ever existed. That's my job. And I take it more serious than anything else. There are people that don't agree with that. It's a view going on right now about females and men and how many and this and that. Hey, man, if that's for you, that's for you. What's for me is for me. The path that I walk is not an easy one. because I don't conform. You really gonna have to explain things to me. You're gonna have to take your time, and we're gonna have to talk this out. When we were kids and we went to school, our teachers taught us letters, right? Yes. Then they told us if we put these letters in a certain order, those create words. Those words have definition and meaning, and you can't change them to suit your narrative. But guess what we do in 2024? We try to change the words to suit the narrative instead of changing the action. Why? Because you're scared of hard work? Because you're scared of the grind? Because you don't want to get your hands dirty? Because you don't want to do the things that you're supposed to do? How you going to be 3-4 times the person that you're supposed to be? How you going to reinvent yourself 3 to 4 times if you can't understand that you're not perfect, that you do have work to do, and that you owe the world to leave this world better than you found it? I'm 46. The generation up under me, you can't say, most people in my age group, I hear the thing they call them soft. Generation underneath us is soft. Mental health days. Don't know how to play through pain. Don't suck it up. Well, let's talk about that. I've played basketball on a broken leg, fingers. I play tennis, and yes, I do play tennis. I'm an interesting cat. We're going to get more into that, too, because from the country music to fishing to I got a call that my bass boat's ready for me to go pick up so I can go bass fishing. That's right. But we're going to get back to this. Yes, there is nothing more important than helping the younger generation reach their full potential. Because when we get old, those will be the people running the world. Let that sink in. Look at the struggle that's going on right now. The older generation is dying off. Their ideology, the way that they did things, is dying with them. They're doing everything they can to hang on. The new generation puts family before money. Our generation, the way we showed admiration to our family is by going to work, spending less time with our family so we could provide a better environment for them. But that means that somebody else is raising your kids. That means that something else is teaching your children besides you. And now this generation now, when you go to Forest Park, great park, I love it, St. Louis, Missouri. When you go to Forest Park now on a Saturday, you know what you see? Families. You see people out there enjoying themselves. They're not preferencing, they're not putting monetary things in front of family time. Because at the end of the day, is it more important? Is it more important to provide your kids and wife with the big house that they can run around in? Or is it more important to be in their lives to make sure when things become difficult, you have trained them for those times? They are ready to go out into the world and make an impact so that people remember their name. I can hear my dad right now. He's almost 90 years old. Man, he's a stud. The things that he has amassed in his life, I'm trying. I ain't going to come close. But I'm sure trying. I'm going to give it hell, though, Pop. You can believe that. Expectation can either kill you or turn you into a phoenix. What does that mean? Me personally, I didn't come up in humble beginnings. I was a very blessed young man. Very blessed. And I appreciate that. And while I say that, let me say this. Everybody don't need a testimony for us to celebrate them. Everybody don't have to go through something horrific, then overcome the odds for us to celebrate them. What about the kid that went to school, graduated, went to college, became a doctor, became the #1 surgeon in the world? We don't celebrate that. But what you will celebrate is somebody who goes to jail, who comes out. And don't get me wrong, because they deserve celebration as well. But what I'm saying is there's no celebration for the people who make right decisions. I ain't been to jail. I don't do no dumb shit. I can't cuss because I got the shirt on. I don't know if you know that, but when I wear this shirt, I don't say bad words. But there's going to come a time where we have this show where this shirt's not on. Buckle up. But why do we all have to celebrate the people with a testimony and not the people who just made good decisions? We all know a kid that grew up and all he did was go to school. Ladies didn't like him, didn't pay no attention to him. He kept his eye on the ball, kept his hustle going, graduated with top of his class, went to school, made more good decisions, and now he's living his life. But we don't talk about that. I can tell that story, and you can't even name somebody who's in the limelight who fits that character. But guess what? Guess who you can tell me about? If I tell you, name me somebody who went through something horrific that came out on the other side through hard work, dedication, and is smelling like a rose right now, I guarantee you can name 50 people like that. So why don't we celebrate those people? That's where I'm different. Because to me, it's harder to make good decisions on a continual basis than it is to fail. Understand why you failed. Now that you failed, you know exactly what not to do again. Or you can just make good decisions, go through the growing pains, build a solid foundation that's unshakable, unbreakable, so when bad things come your way, you just brush them off your shoulder like that because you built for that. But we don't celebrate that. But guess what? On this show, we're going to celebrate that because that deserves celebration too. See how yin and yang work? See how light and dark work? You can't have one without the other. What did the Joker tell Batman? You can't kill me because you need me. I created you. Without me, there is no you. So it's always two sides to a coin. Just like it's two sides to a story, just like it's two sides to anything. I got a lot of stuff up in here that I want to address, that I want to say. And so you know the direction that I'm going to go. I'm going to have people on this show that I think will help us get to where we need to be. Because at the end of the day, my job, your job, is to motivate each other for us to be the best version of ourselves. This logo means everything to me. When I put it on, it's like a Superman. Because I'm going to go impact the world in a most positive manner. So much so that you don't even pay attention to negativity. Fortify yourself to where negativity just don't want to be around you. You kill it, you stifle it. Because it cannot exist in your presence. That's what that logo means. It don't matter what the words say. That's what I say it means, and that's what it means to me. And those of you who wear it understand that already because we have a nice conversation before you get anything that has that logo on it, and you understand what the duty and what the task is. We all have a duty in this world, like I said earlier, to leave it better than we found it. We all have a duty to protect and provide for those that are the most important for us. It's a whole lot of topics that we're going to cover on this show. And I'm so thankful that I got the platform and I got somebody who will come and say, hey, man, talk your talk. Say your things. Say the things that mean something to the people. And let's pull everybody forward. The last part of the show is always going to be something where I try to leave you with something that you can take now and go apply it now. Don't wait to find a stream of passive income. Do not wait. If you wait, you will be left behind. If you don't know what that means, go to my Instagram, go to my TikTok, look at some videos, and find out what I talk about when I mean passive income. You have to protect yourself. I enjoy talking about monetary things. I enjoy talking about making money. It's one of my more favorite topics. That is not the topic right now. That will be the topic in the future at some point. Right now, I want everybody to make sure mind, body, and soul that you're ready to go out the door every single day. Do not take that for granted. The very second that you do, you leave yourself open and somebody can come take what's yours. And I don't know if you like me, but what I consider is mine is mine. And it's going to take King Kong to come take mine from me. And I'll probably figure out a way how to beat King Kong. But, hey man, I appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe, share. More interesting stuff is coming. More guests are coming. I just am happy that we finally have a space that we can come, chop it up, rap a little bit, help each other, and most definitely leave a positive impact on the world. I got 2 signs in my office. Guess what they say? And I mean them. Positively, no negativity. And the other one says, respectful compliance is a must. That just don't go for all my customers. That goes for me as well. It has to work both ways. Man, y'all have a good day. I appreciate you. And you know the drill. Peace.